My first job as a smoothie barista. A job, something that all adults strive towards and need for their basic needs to just survive in this capitalistic society. You know, I've never worked in an actual professional career like an office job or anything remotely like that. Like, I'm a YouTuber who draws stick figures and I barely get any sunlight on a daily basis. Like, what do you expect? But what I can speak on are minimum wage jobs. Now, I've worked a couple jobs in my time, but today I'm gonna tell you guys about my experience working my first job. Alright, so rewind 3 years back to 2020 quarantine, and I'm just stuck in the house just doing the most unproductive activities I could spend my time on. Essentially just rotting. But hey, I was just 16 around that time, and with all that time off of school, of course I'ma splurge my time, you know? So I'm gonna use that as an excuse. But hey, it got to a point where I was just tired of being lazy and unproductive to where I needed a motherfucking job, bro. So I got my ass on Indeed.com and just started mass applying to all the job listings that I was qualified for. But this came short with no luck. I swear even finding a minimum wage job these days takes way too much effort than they realistically should. Like, come on, it shouldn't be this hard to just find a shitty job to just work. So I just went old school with it, and my friend and I printed multiple copies of our resume, and we went to a bunch of stores around our area and started applying and leaving our resumes with the cashiers. So with all our applications submitted to all these establishments, all we had to do was just sit and wait. And a few days later, we both landed interviews at this smoothie place. Let's just call it Juicy Blends. Now for this interview, we also had to do like 1 hour of training after the talking portion, which just put more at stake and increased the nerves. Like, there's no way I'm gonna embarrass myself and make it seem like I'm not fit for the job and training. So we get straight into the interview, and it probably went along the lines of, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jessica." "Hi, nice to meet you too. I'm LoneE." Let's just get straight into it. So what made you want to work at our establishment? Money? Oh, I really like how your company markets your drinks as the healthier alternative to other drinks because your competitors seem to put too much sugar into their drinks, leading to many health complications for many people. Fuck yeah, I nailed that question. I'm definitely getting the job. Oh, okay, great answer to that question. Well, what do you want to gain from your experience working here? Money, racks, Benjamins. Oh shit, yo. Valuable work experience that'll help me succeed in my future endeavors in adulthood. Like, bro, I'm telling y'all, if you want the job, just lie. It really is the cheat code to acing an interview. You just gotta make it look like to the employer that you actually care about the company, and boom, easy employment. But yo, I still had to do the training portion for an hour, which I was most nervous for, because I had to cut a bunch of different fruits, and let's just say my knife skills were pretty ass. I wasn't no fruit ninja at it, but I gave it my best try. And Jessica just basically made me cut a bunch of fruit. Like, name any common fruit, and I had to learn how to cut that shit. And not gonna lie, I have a newfound respect for people like my mom who know how to peel an apple with a knife. Like, I can't do that for the life of me. Like, that apple's gonna end up looking like this by the time I'm done with it. But yeah, I started getting just a tiny bit better and more comfortable at handling a knife, so I started picking up the pace a bit, and I was in the midst of cutting this mango. And you know how mangoes are like round and slimy? Yeah, that was the root of my downfall. So I had already skinned the mango, and all I needed to do was cut it into slices. And I start cutting the mango, and it was going fine. But remember, mangoes be slimy as hell. So as I was cutting, my hand slips close to where I was cutting, and well, I cut my finger. Oh shit. Now bruh, there's no way I just made a fool of myself during training when I just told myself that I wasn't about to let that happen. I jinxed myself so hard. But some of you guys might be like, actually it is training, so it is fine to make mistakes. Nah bro, it said on the job description to have prior experience handling knives and cutting fruits. So this job was on the line due to my mistake, bro. So I'm just bleeding from my finger, and I just told Jessica straight up what just happened, and she just gave me a band-aid to cover it up. And at this point, I'm just thinking, bro, I ain't getting the job, bro. It's cooked. So I continued cutting for the remaining time of the training session, and by the end of it, I was praying that I was gonna get the job, cause I was down bad for just any sort of employment that would get bread into my pockets. Okay, not that down bad, but you get the point. And I walk up to Jessica, and she gives me my verdict. You're hired. I got the job? I got the job! Let's go! Finally, after a few grueling months of job hunting, I finally landed my first job at Juicy Blends. And my friend also got the job as well. And we were excited to be working together and stacking that juicy bread. So by now, I'm just chilling at home, and I got invited to a WhatsApp group chat with every employee who worked there. And I saw the schedule for the week that I start work, and I realized I'm the only person scheduled for that shift. Actually, every single shift on the schedule is just assigned to one person. Was I tripping? So I messaged the group chat and asked them if there was something wrong with the schedule and if it was just a mistake. But Jessica replied with, "Due to the pandemic, we're unable to schedule 2 employees on the same shift to reduce health risks." I mean, I guess it makes sense. The world is kind of going to shit at the moment. But fuck, I can't work with the homie on the same shift. And I have to work alone. Fuck. Yeah, that rule was straight ass. But it is what it is, cause what was I gonna do? Find a cure for the virus? So on the day I'm scheduled, I get my ass to work and Jessica has to run me through every single task that I had to manage and do throughout my shift. So let me just list off the tasks that I had to do. So let's just start with opening. So for opening, I had to bring the cash register and money box to the front. They kept like a lot of money in some first aid box, I don't know why. I had to prepare the tea, set up the blenders, clean the bleach off the cloths, open the radio, and open the doors. You know, pretty simple opening. But for closing, I had to count the money and make sure there was always $200 in the cash register, perform the end of the day report, clean the syrup bottles, saran wrap the fruits, dump the remaining ice into the sink, clean the tea container, refill the cups and lids, bleach the cloths, clean the sink, clean the blenders, close the radio, lock the front door, hide the cash register and the money box in the back, then throw out the trash into the dumpster at the back of the establishment, and then lock the back door and put the key into some lock on the door. Now, if that sounded like a lot of stuff to do, on top of that, I also had to memorize how to make every single drink using their secret Krabby Patty formula, which I didn't memorize because goddamn, there was no way I could memorize them all. There were too many, which was an overwhelming amount of information to just take in all at once. And like I said earlier, they only put one person on duty for a shift. So I was soloing all these shitty side missions, basically running the entire store on my own. Like, how are they gonna trust a dumb 16-year-old to run the whole store and expect them not to fuck shit up? So for the next 3 days of work, I would be working with Jessica as I was slowly getting the hang of working there, and she'd help me with opening and closing. And on the third shift of closing, I told her, I think I'm ready to work on my own for the next shift. Are you sure you feel ready? Yes, I'm sure. Well, alright. So my next shift, I was completely alone, running the entire store by myself, and it was cool, but also very scary because I had to take responsibility for anything that went wrong. So my shift was going pretty well, just taking customer orders and making drinks. But at around like 3 p.m., some crackhead pulled up to the store and asked me, "Yo, do you got a bathroom in here?" Yeah, we do, but it's for employees only. And dude just goes still, regardless of what I said. And I was like, what the hell? So he heads on over to the back, and I'm shitting my pants because I thought bro was about to go grab a knife in the kitchen, because they were just in plain sight. So I was prepping my escape of hopping over the counter and dipping. And some other lady in the store said, "Should I call 911? Nah, I think it's fine." Talking like my ass was about to stop Megatron 2000 rabies machine in the bathroom. But dude, he just started spamming the flush on the toilet. Like he probably clicked that shit like 20 times. And I started seeing water leaking from the bathroom. And eventually it formed like a mini lake outside the bathroom. And bro just opened the bathroom door and just dipped the hell out of the store. And now I'm just looking at the bathroom and looking at the absolute chaotic mess that I had to clean up. Like bro, the entire bathroom floor was flooded with water to the point it started leaking outside. And the toilet's flush handle was like broken. Bro, I was so pissed, man. Like, why does this have to happen to me when I'm working? Like, you couldn't wait another day when someone else was working? It just had to be me? Well, anyways, I got my ass to attempting to clean up the flood, but there was just way too much water, bro. Like, it was Loot Lake in the bathroom. And I was still on my shift too, so I had to take orders and do other stuff. So I just said screw it and just left it there. Hey man, I'm not cleaning dookie water, bro. I'm sorry, man. I didn't see cleaning up floods from crackheads on the job description, so I'm not doing that shit. So I just left it there and let it marinate. And after a grueling 8 hours of taking customer orders, cutting fruits, blending fruits, making smoothies, it finally came to closing. And I was just so pissed from what that crackhead did to me earlier that I just left and forgot to do a few closing tasks. And the next day, I woke up to text messages from Jessica of her absolutely flaming my entire existence. "LoneE, why didn't you clean the floor?" "Oh, I forgot. I'll remember next time." "Also, you didn't wrap the fruits. The entire floor is covered with water. How could you forget while leaving? You also put the empty teapot in the heating spot that could result in a fire. The end of day report was not written. The money was not counted. You didn't restock any lids or cups. Just imagine coming to work the next day. Would you be able to manage everything?" Oh shit, maybe I forgot more than just a few things. Dude, I'm finna get fired, bro. No. Hey man, I had to cliffhanger you guys, man. Part 2 about to go crazy, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'm out. Bye.